Where's Christy? Where's
Thank
Christy?
you, baby Jesus.
She is surrounded by hygge today.
Well, hygge holiday is the Danish lifestyle trend of comfort, cozy, and charm.
And we are going to celebrate because Unglued's putting on a great late night craft party. Here to tell us more is the one and only. Oh, can we do that again?
We were doing
Auntie Ashley.
I'm doing this craft party. I'm so excited. Next Thursday night.
It's going to be so fun. Molly
So
is going to be there. We have 4 spots left, and then that is it, because we got some of these supplies we had to order that came from Germany. So it's like super fancy late night craft
So how do
party.
people sign up?
It is at ungluedmarket.com. You'll find our events tab, or you can go onto our Facebook page, onto that events page as well, and you'll find it. So we were really inspired by hygge, which is how the spelling is on my shirt. It's a little confusing, but it is a Danish lifestyle trend. It's just a part of the Danish culture to create consciously cozy environments and to take pleasure in the simple things in life. So it's candles, fireplaces, sharing a bottle of wine with friends, hot drinks, like indulgences with like pastries and that kind of thing. So our late night craft party is about creating hygge for the holidays. And so we have some of the projects here today that we're just going to do some of the steps on, because you can also do these at home. And so Christy here has our pillow, because pillows are very important to create hygge. You want it to be a cozy, plush environment when you have people over. And so we have been trying out different ways to add sequins in really easy fashion onto throw pillows. And so we've got our pretty pink pillow here. What I've already done that you won't be able to really see is transferred with a pencil marking onto here the word bright, because it's going to go with our Merry pillow for my couch. And in between these layers, we have wax paper because we don't want them to stick together.
Right.
And then we have really hot glue.
So don't touch it, Christy.
And we want to be patient as we work with this, because sequins can be a little tricky. It kind of winds around. We have this nice spool of sequins that we did get online, but you can get them in craft stores as well. And you're going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue, just maybe like 2 inches at a time.
That's very specific.
I was going to say.
You know, it's somewhere, just the point is that it doesn't dry before you add the sequins. So you can do just a little bit, try some sequins on there, add some more, put more sequins. This is a cheating way to add sequins onto things, but there are tons of tutorials on Pinterest about doing this. The things that will help it stay are using really hot glue, so high temp glue guns. And I can steal that from you so you can not worry about getting burned. And then you're just going to place your sequins over it. And as you can see, they kind of twist. So you want to be patient and work with just small sections before your glue will dry. And obviously really careful, because we don't want to get burnt fingers and that kind of thing. And you'll just kind of keep turning your sequence as you go. And you'll, after you do like part of a letter, you really start to get the hang of how the sequins move. And so the big question is, does this stay? I've been testing out our Merry pillow, and I've been super rough with it, with putting it in my car for different photo shoots and in boxes and putting it in skinny bags that they've rubbed up against. And it does actually stay as long as you're using a high temp glue gun. Little areas you can easily, if you're a picker, you can pick off some of the sequins pretty easily. And so at some point, especially if you have kids or maybe pets, you'll want to adhere it with just a spool of thread just to anchor certain corners of it. And you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm practicing so that by Thursday night when I'm doing my own pillow, I'll be perfect and ready to go.
So you mean next Thursday night, correct?
It is.
Okay,
Yep. December 7th, right? I think that would be. And then the next thing we're going to do is a Scandinavian-inspired wreath, which you can see our completed one underneath our Merry pillow here. It's using a 12-inch gold macrame hoop. And it's Scandinavian because it's a minimalist-looking hoop, and it's hygge because it has nature inspired with it. There's a candle, which is the #1 way to create a hygge environment. And so, Chris, I'm going to have you add some things to our wreath here. So what I've done already on one side of it, it would kind of be like this, is attach some dried eucalyptus, because having nature pieces in hygge is important. This is another little dried branch that I'm going to give you, and I'll just get it started here. But we have some skinny 22 gauge floral wire. You could use really any wire, anything that you could even probably hot glue this, honestly. You start kind of in the center. We're going to take our...
Can I just hold this?
Yeah.
You do that, because that looks too tough for me.
It's not too bad, but once you get the hang of it. So we'll add just a little excess wire initially to this, kind of wrap it around. And then this area is going to get covered up by our candle, which we'll talk about in a sec. And so we want to really adhere it pretty well, and we want to leave some slack so we can still fix it later on. And then we're going to try to go in between the different leaves. And since we have green on green, it's not too specific to be perfect with this by any means. But you're just going to keep wrapping it around. And what's nice about this is usually you'll add a second layer. So I would keep going up, but then I could add a skinny little branch somewhere here. But to keep it hygge, we want it to be still minimalist. We don't want to overdo this. So we just want to add a few branches. Our example does have some gold pieces on here too. And then to finish it off, if we want to kind of hang it upright, these are German Christmas tree candle clips and actual German Christmas tree candles that we would then just clip this onto here. And
wait. You're saying in Germany they put candles on their Christmas trees?
Yes, I studied abroad in Germany, and I spent a week over Christmas time, and they still do it.
Not burned down?
I know, it was crazy. I almost died when they lit their Christmas tree up with all these little clippy candles. It was one of the best moments of my entire life, though, because I love Christmas, and that was just magical. So you can experience that at the German Christmas markets
jump on
tonight.
Top of the tree like Elf?
Not on that one. That would have been problematic. But these little clips and things, I didn't find these in town. I did get these on Amazon. It will stay here. You could actually light it as long as you're being really careful, as long as you're confident in how this is clipped here. You could add some hot glue. We typically have hung these kind of against a window. It could hang in a corner. You could use a battery-operated one as well instead.
Awesome.
And then you have this really pretty hygge decor in your house.
That is great.
So then, Christy,
my bee's almost done.
Oh, fun. So now we are going to do an insanely simple fleece tassel blanket. And we've got a corner here that I kind of started that you'll keep working on. We are using 2.5 yards of a high quality fleece fabric, and we're using buffalo plaid in white and black to be extra trendy this year. And we are cutting about 6 inches of a tassel, and we're gonna do this on both of the short sides. And so I'll just start one here, about 1/2 inch. And what's nice about plaid is you have these lines that kind of guide you. And so I know that up to here is 6 inches. I'll let you keep doing some here.
Oh, you do? You want me?
Why not? You can keep practicing. So
sideways though.
Yeah, sorry. Do the things to be more doable.
There we go.
Awesome. And using a good pair of scissors, which we never really have, it will help you a lot. You'll be able to complete this in a sitting while you watch a movie or that kind of thing. And
like Elf?
Elf, absolutely. Santa is my favorite part where he screams Santa.
Isn't that the best?
Just so you know. That is my favorite one.
I know him.
Yeah. We would take 3 at a time, and then we're going to knot it. And it's kind of nice to knot it about 1 inch away, because that just kind of makes it a little different than the traditional. Yeah, you smell like beef and nachos, right? I think is what he says. You can just kind of tie these into a tight knot.
Beef and cheese.
I think that's right.
So take 3.
Yep, take 3, tie it in a knot, leave a little bit of slack, and that just kind of helps it be this trendier tassel way.
Yeah, who wants them up close and tight?
Right, exactly. So then you have like this huge fleece blanket that we'll actually be making during the late night craft party too for your throw, and having these warm, comforting things in your house creates hygge as well. So they're just simple, everyday pleasures that you're doing. Lastly, if we have time, we're going to talk about, and also, just as a side note, you can buy the little book of hygge, which I have in front of me here. This was written by a Danish man who runs the Happiness Institute there, because Danes are some of the happiest people in the world.
Aww.
It's been like #1 on the UN's report for happiness, and partly, he believes, because of hygge.
Are you being for real right now?
I am absolutely, and I watched a few other things last night to make sure I wasn't full of it. So yes,
Make
they
sure
are.
You're not spreading fake news.
Yes, exactly. So we have here a cheesecloth, because to top off your hygge evening, you want to enjoy hot drinks. This is mulling spices that you are just going to go ahead and dump onto the cheesecloth.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what they are. This is our cheesecloth here. I actually got it at Menards. It can be used for food as well. And yep, perfect. You can actually dump the whole thing on there of each of these.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. This is a mix between what would be mulled wine that is inspired from Glügg, which is a Danish and Swedish mulled wine, and Glühwein, which is the German version of it. These are huge cinnamon flats that you can get. I got at the Asian market on Main Avenue. We also have star anise, just a few of those. We've got some green cardamom pods here, and then we've got golden raisins, some blanched almonds, and then some whole cloves. And all you'll be doing really is putting this together, because eventually you do want to take this out of your wine so that you don't have the pieces floating. And we put this in a pot simmering over some hotness. Over your stove, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
With a dry red wine. So we have some Merlot here. And if we want to pour it out just so you guys can smell it, and if you want to taste it, I heated some up again this morning. So Glück is this wonderful mulled wine, and Glück is a little different from Glühwein in the sense that it has the raisins and the blanched almonds. And so, what is missing from my mix here is typically we also add brandy and
Pour
some
one in
orange
here.
juice.
Wow.
Pour one in there.
It is really strong, and so you only need like this specific Glück cup that we brought. You only need a small little cup of it. And so we make these for our yearly soirees that we put on for Christmas time.
Wow.
I put it in a crock pot with similar ingredients to this here. A bottle of wine, we actually use a whole bottle of brandy too, and then about a half of a bottle of port wine. And it is extremely aromatic, it's wonderful, and it's also really strong. So you do only want to have little cups like this served.
This smells really good.
Yeah.
It smells like Christmas to me.
Where'd you get this cup? I love
does.
this cup.
I got it on the Iron Range in Irma's Finland house, actually. So, where I'm from. It was a pretty great place. And I saw that, and we've been making Glück for a long time. And I was like, we need this cup in our life. So, now we have it. And it's pretty special.
Let's remind people, there's this class, but there's lots of other ones happening this holiday season.
Yes.
How can they get signed up?
On glutenmarket.com, you can come and make all kinds of gifts with local makers. And Molly's book is here because she will be actually at the Late Night Craft
nice.
Party
Excited.
making pastries, because that is also Hygge. She'll be doing Ugly Sweater Gingerbread Men with us. So yeah, on our website, you can sign up and make special gifts this holiday season.
What do they say when they're celebrating Hygge
man.
to cheers?
I don't know, but I also was in Greece and they say Yamas, so.
Yamas.
Yamas.
Yamas, Chris. Yamas,
Yeah.
Auntie Ash.
I hope
Yeah,
that's
Auntie
right.
Ash.
Thank you. Don't
Stick
forget to
around.
go get signed up for class. Woohoo.
Stick around, much more coming up.